UK relationship with a historic joint engagement between two of the most high-profile women in the world.
Yeah, the Princess of Wales and US First Lady Melania Trump stepping out together for an engagement with children, all about the nature and the effects of on mental health. So to break it all down, we're joined by our royal commentator, Victoria Arbiter. Good morning to you, Victoria, and thanks so much for joining us today. Tell us about, first of all, this joint event at Windsor. They were really the pictures of the day, weren't they?
Good morning to you. And yes, they really were. After the glitz and glamour of the state banquet the night before, this was a far more relaxed engagement. The two ladies joined a group of 4 to 6-year-olds on the lawn of Frogmore House, where they joined in a whole slew of nature-themed activities. This was all about highlighting their shared commitment to mental health and young people. And you can, of course, always rely on the youngsters to ask the big questions. One of them asked the princess if she ever wears a crown, and she said she occasionally wears a tiara, but only in the evening. And when Melania Trump revealed that a ladybug was her favourite insect, the children thereby christened her First Ladybug, which was very
so
sweet. The princess also organised packed lunches for her young guests with honey from her personal beehives. And Melania Trump bought honey from the White House for the children to take home. So really a charming engagement.
What I found really interesting about this engagement is that so much has been made of what they wear to the state banquet and things like that. This is an opportunity for the First Lady to get down in the grass with kids and be a part of something that makes a statement.
I'm so glad you raised this, because so often any lady in the public eye, it really is always about what they wear. And both of these ladies have done a very good job of championing designers from their own countries. But the White House really wanted to have a bit more substance to the First Lady's programme. And this particular engagement was wonderful because it was the shared interest with the Princess of Wales being mental health and young people. But the princess also got to get across the importance of nature. And at first, Melania Trump looked a little tentative, but again, children, they're so good at disarming anyone. It doesn't matter if you're the First Lady of the United States. They hopped on her lap, they were drawing together, asking all sorts of questions, and she clearly enjoyed that interaction. So it was very relaxed and a lovely opportunity to see her in action.
Now, a lot's been said about the president on this trip, but, you know, the king was hosting him, and there was moments at the very beginning, you know, as the parade was going past and he's walking down, introducing him to the beefeaters, where you just saw King Charles, I should say, forgive me, you know, in his element where he's just so charming. He's not going to talk to you, watch out, you don't cut your hand, making jokes, trying to just light the thing. That's the king at his best, I think. He just is so good at making every moment just a little bit lighter, and we're going to get through this.
It's so interesting. It's one of the traits that people very rarely give members of the royal family, and that's a sense of humour. And it gets them out of so many scrapes because, of course, it was all about making sure that the president was as relaxed as possible. And that was part of the royal charm, the royal hospitality. King Charles was there to deliver that soft power diplomacy for which he's so famous. And he really did a very good job of laying on the very best in pomp and pageantry, but also making sure that President Trump felt comfortable. That's the beauty of a politically neutral head of state. And really it paved the way then for him to go off and meet Keir Starmer, where politics was going to come into the fray. But President Trump looked utterly delighted by all the proceedings, and he actually described this second state visit, an unprecedented one, as the highest honour of his life. So a job very well done by members of the royal family.
There is, of course, a lot at stake when it comes to trade negotiations between the US and the UK and the rest of it. But ultimately, was this, you know, the ultimate show of soft power? Was it a successful visit with the royal family?
I think the royal family would say it was very successful, but they're never ones to Trump themselves. But also, I think just President Trump's reaction to everything. He will have retired to his suite in Windsor Castle, thoroughly delighted by the whole occasion. I think perhaps he went a little off script during his speech when he said that he was the only president that had ever had a second state visit, and he hoped he'd be the last. But he was also incredibly effusive in his praise of the royals. And Donald Trump very rarely displays any kind of deference or respect or reverence to other people, but he does when it's members of the royal family. And I think that has trickled down from his late mother, who was an ardent supporter of the British monarchy. And I think President Trump feels that connection to her, and he absolutely adores it, whether it's a carriage procession, a military parade, a fly past, or just sitting next to the king.
Oh, he loves a bit of gold. Just a little bit of gold, and the president's eyes light up like you've never seen. Victoria Arbiter, it's always lovely to see you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.